1 2. 1 2. Testing 1 2. Test 1. Into 90. Sharp Indigo back.
The corrosion in it.
Test 1 2. Test. 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 Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. This is a remote test. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? Mr. Dave Bishop. Can you hear me, Mr. Dave Bishop? Just wondering if Dave Bishop can actually hear me out of the microphone. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Test. That any better? We got some volume now. Dave. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Okay. Just a few little PA issues up here, folks, but we're working on it. Thank you, Mr. Scott Lambert. My name's Dave Bishop, ladies and gentlemen, and for the Wellington Shire Bendigo Bank Financial Lifestyle Managers and Kingston Cars, welcome to the Glenmaggie CUp for 2019. We've got a lot of fantastic race boats here this weekend, and the first seat of our Formula Future heading out onto the water. Kids we're looking for Hudson Ellis in the in with a chance. Amber Bull in the Little Reckless with Baxter Ramsey. Aidan Shan in the wing, and it Race Marine with Taylor Jackson. Max second in the Venom, and chasing Ash. One of my personal favourites, Lily Taranto, doing a beautiful job out there. So, got those boats heading out onto the water now, and it will be a clock start for these kids. Welcome to Andrew Murphy, the great man driving out today, the El Bastardo, aptly after him. And stepping in for the great man, one of our wonderful sponsors, Aquapower Marine, Mr. Simon Teege, sending the boat here this weekend as he can't attend, putting big Andrew Murphy into the boat for the weekend as well. So it's going to be a fabulous weekend. Gentlemen, here this weekend we've got Scotty Forrest the Productions live streaming all these, and we're just going to hope that the weather holds out for us. Looks a little bit overcast over the hills there this morning, and maybe a little bit of rain might roll through, but we'll see how we go. And it looks like we've got a straggler here as well. Not sure what's happening here at the moment, Murph, because I've got boats approaching the starters. The clock's not ticking. So, might be a sighting lap or a warm-up lap. You've got to get temp into those big 15s. You know, they're a very technical, very high-performance engine, the 15 horsepower stock Tohatsu on the back of most of these boats. So, quite important to get gearbox temperatures and water pressures and engine temperatures up into them, because very, very exciting, powerful bits of gear, and we want them to be right, or else they'll just explode down the first straight if they haven't got temp into them. So, yeah, we've got 8 boats out here, so we've got Leisure Sports. I think I missed you on my race meeting. Of course, his first meeting. I couldn't, folks. Big thank you to everybody for all the get well messages. I had a little bit of a faux pas in the It's young Tate Ramsey back on my Murph, but because Tate's not allowed to race, he's a his Tate's here, and his brother Blake as well. So great to see the Ramsey boys here. Don't know if Zenith's here this weekend. I'm not too sure if the big 6 litre boat's here this weekend, but great to have the lads here and have young Baxter out there in a Little Reckless, which is the beautiful blue-looking machine, same colours as the circuit 6 litre boat that the Ramsey boys race regularly. Okay, white flag's up and the clock is away. We are ticking. So race number 1 here at the Glenmaggie Cup for Financial Lifestyle Managers is about to get underway. Big shout out to Louis Parker there at Financial Lifestyle Managers. And of course her wonderful partner Dino Gleeson, the Fly. Not sure if the Fly's here this weekend, haven't seen it, no, they're away. So they can afford to sponsor classes and go away on holidays and race a blown boat. Although I think the blown boat's parked up because Heath Hamilton wrecked it at the last meeting. Thanks, Heath. Well done, son. Coming up to 15 seconds now on the clock. Here we go, 15 seconds. So boats will start moving to the moving into the start line. Murph, I need your help on this one. Tell you what, perfect start there. We'll probably, so anyway, we'll leave that one up to the judges. But I think they might have all been, well, a few of them might have been a touch early. So out in front we have, I think that may be, and I'm sure the parents will let me. Yeah, Ramsey moving up into third. We got In With A Chance up into second spot there, and we're just going to pick up first as he comes through. All right, Jack Mead. So Mum's down here. She's tense, nervous. He's made a great start, but I tell you what, the Chance jumping and leaving on the outside there. The Little Reckless with Baxter into third place now. Then it's back to the Hostile Machine, Little Hostile Bull. That's Amber Bull up into fourth spot. On the outside, it's Team Race Marine with Taylor Jackson. Then it's Aidan Shane in the wing in it. And on the outside, I think that's Venom with Maxi Seckham. And then rounding out the field, that's the Louis Turano chasing a little cash, doing a beautiful job. Go down through the top turn, and it is Meads. How often have we heard the name Meads at the front of the pack in powerboat racing? And it moves on now with Jack, but I tell you what, Huddy Ellis having a little bit of a sneaky, cheeky look up the inside. In With A Chance now as he goes up the inside. Beautiful job there on the outside of him. Baxter doing a great job. Then it's back to Amber Bull. Then it is the Race Marine, the wing in it, and the Venom. So still out in front, pushing hard is Meads. We're on the yellow flag, final lap, last lap to go. Lily Turano, she might just avoid being lapped here, I think, as she goes through in the chasing a little cash. Down the front straight away, stand up, get up on your feet. Oh, it's a battle to the line. Second place is where the action's at, because Huddy Ellis takes the win and In With A Chance. Then it's back to Meads, and then it is back to Baxter Ramsey into third place. Amber Bull gets it done in the Little Hostile Bull. Oh, look at the hard charge coming down. Race Marine just sneaks in over the top of winging it. And rounding out that group there is the Venom with Maxi Seckham. And still just waiting on Lily Taranto. She may have just dialed it down. Great racing there. So In With A Chance, Hudson Ellis. Now it's going to be interesting, Murph. I think we'll have to wait for the judge's decision on that one, because not sure if there was, yeah, we know Lily Turano's still got to finish. Commentators are all over that, thank you. So Lily's still running around out there, and there's Lily Turano. She gets the checkered flag, although it's a black flag now, so our flag crew don't know she'd still need to finish. And boat number 9 comes through on their cool down lap now. That's the Team Race Marine boat. And then the Venom back second. And my man 80 Shan doing a beautiful job. Everybody knows yellow boats go faster, Murph. Murph reckons he knows that Baxter Ramsey's boat's been set up by inboarders. Murph, come into the microphone, son. Why is that, son?
Oh, good morning, mate. That kid is never going to say no, but he has the courage of a lion. I thought he was going to get out, but he's certainly a little bit loose, a little bit fast. He'll be happy. That boat's improved out of sight since last time we saw it. But yeah, hopefully conditions stay nice and flat for him. He might find himself at the bottom of the lake.
If in doubt, throw it out, I would say, Murph. You know, they're the rules. Results for that one because may have been an issue with the majority of the field at the start with that one, so we'll have to wait and see there. Fortunately, I'm just a commentator. I don't have to make those decisions. Heat number 2 of the Formula Future 2014 William Chief Epic with Tom Jackson and Venom turn around second. So, Glenmaggie Cup, this particular race meeting been running for, I guess, in excess of about 60 years. Lily Turano, we need you up to the commentary point, please, straight away. She's walking past, folks. We need to have a quick chat with her. Lil, I tell you what, you might paced out there in that one, but I can tell you something, your start was perfect, and that might have played in your favour, kid. Well, I think a lot of those boys got a bit excited and went a bit early. So I'll just say the water, but keep your eye on the results because I don't think that's how it's going to pan out.
Oh, yeah? I've been told that. Look out.
Good job, mate. Well done, Lily. Lily Turano, folks. Great job from her as the rain starts to come in.
play footy at school like every day, and we played and I was expecting someone and got him on his head. And he was fucking. He was like 10 months old.
It's a perfect start for Predators now as they get going, so fantastic stuff. So head down into the top turn. You can absolutely throw a blanket over these kids now as they go through. We're just building a commentary box here at the moment, folks, so we'll... But it looks like it's Maverick out in front, and on the outside, Addicted. Just take a short commentary break. I'll be with you in 2 minutes. Okay, sorry folks, we're back with you as the race continues on. At the moment out in front in Epic. And we've got a caution flag out on the course, so we've got a boat stop there. I think that might be the Maverick, is it? We've just been busy building a commentary box, so we've got everybody coming down now. Not really sure why we're all pulling up though, it's only a caution flag. So, we've got a black flag there now, so kids are heading back into the bank. So Tyler Gilligan, I'm going to say, potentially taking a win there. Venom there with Jackson second. Coming through, she's Addicted. Summer Johnson did a great job.
They've been waiting for this all day, haven't they? Last time I went to the UK, I got sunburned. There you go, mate. No rain over there.
Okay, folks, so we're now semi-organised. I don't know if I'm working or not. If anyone can give me the word, whether they can hear me out in the paddock. Kim, can you hear me? He's just looking at me like a retard, so maybe not. Okay, so next, we're still racing, Johnny Thomas. We're still racing. Anybody? Just made them. Next race that we're looking for is our 85 mile an hour category, and the boats we're looking for Rat Attack with Rod Williamson. Then we're looking for 42 with Simon Kerr, with Bobby Reed in the Freedom. Moonshine Racing with Mike Godsell. Russell Jones in the Hot Cookie, Still Angry with Sammy Lucas. Tommy Smith in the Instigator, and the Gator with Kelvin McCanch. So this should be a cracking event that means we'll be getting some boats in the water. So massive thank you to all our wonderful sponsors this weekend. Of course, major naming rights sponsors, Wellington Shire, Bendigo Bank, Kingston Cars and Financial Lifestyle Managers. But we've also got plenty of other wonderful sponsors here this weekend. Spud's Lawn Care. Spud's been in the a lot of the work on the entertaining wall of the clubhouse and done absolutely beautiful job, so big thank you to Spud. Stewards of Powerboat Racing, Flexi, Strut, the Johnson family, massive thank you to those guys, always here, always helping out and always supporting. Broom Logistics, Canalda Motors, Tractors and Machinery, the Mafra branch, Precision Locks, Cage Design, our old mate Scotty Lambert at Boris the Boxer Productions, who's live streaming, so we hope everybody's enjoying the racing at home as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you, even though we're getting a little bit soggy out here at Lake Glenmaggie at the moment. The Hayfield Angling Club, a massive thank you to those guys out here, and how my lucky are they to have this beautiful. And Gary Scouts, a big salute to the Glengarry Scouts with the two-finger salute, whatever it is that the Scouts do, I'm not really sure. Boats heading out onto the water now. Also like to thank Heath Hidden Automotive, Slam Composites, Big Mickey Turano, Swan Racing Developments, Gippsland Fiberglass, Stone Cars, and of course Financial Managers, as we mentioned before. Massive thank you to all the ones that help weekends possible, and all that. Okay, folks, here we go. We have 85 mile an hour. Looks like a race in 3 at the moment, so we've dropped a few boats off. It looks like our Hydroplane and McCants has actually stopped in the pits. That's unfortunate for him. But it's Bobby Reed having a very dip down into turn number 1. Okay, the battle is on. So, look at the time between Moonshine and Bobby Reed's conditions here at the moment in 42. The Patriot hull with the 2-litre Mercury on the back. The outside, and they are absolutely gun on the gun in this 85 mile. Job to hold. Extra. And Simon Kerr all over the place. Down through the bottom turn. Bobby Reed pokes his nose into the lead again. He'll get the yellow flag, but Godsill pokes his nose back into the lead. This is absolutely tick for tat at the moment between these two boats. Very disappointing for Calvin. Needs to be sitting there. Beautiful 6. Up turn. And have a look at this. A big break there now for the Moonshine boat. Godsill at the wheel. Bobby Reed's lost a lot of ground up through turn number 1. The fluff and the flutter as it goes down the back straight away as well. Gee, we're murdering boats all over the course here at the moment here on Lake Glenmaggie. Maybe they're not happy with the rain tumbling down, who knows? It's Moonshine, though. He's just outlasted, outgunned this event. It was meant to be a big one, but he's the man to bring it home. Shine race. He put on our category. Freedom, Bobby. The Silver Fox. Boats out of that. Okay. If you can put up right on. Looks like our live stream sound is dropping in and out there, Scotty, so a few issues there. Oh no, we're good again. It's okay. We're good, hopefully. Just working on our PA issues, folks, so bear with us. GDBC's been so busy getting this place looking absolutely magnificent. I tell you what, if you're from interstate and you're watching on the live stream, make sure you make it your mission to get to Glenmaggie. Put it on the bucket list because it is one of the most fantastic race venues. Race tower, is the clubhouse. The photos in the clubhouse are just absolutely stunning. They're unbelievable. They're certainly worth a look. I mean, you know, boats like the Glenmaggie Monster, the Aggressor, photos in there, and also, you know, Tommy Watts with the Exciter, all those wonderful boats, along with the Alan Beals, you know, Psycho and Tony Walsh's and Shantinas, and just all the boats that have raced here this weekend. Scotty Lambert, we're going uncordless, mate. We're going old school hardcore because this mic's dropping out a little bit.
Thank you, Scott. Hopefully that one's working okay now. So we'll just make sure that one's okay. Speaking of the work that's gone on around this Glenmaggie District Boat Club, Big Spud has done a great job, and Spud's Lawn Care. Spud's Lawn Care, responsible for a lot of the retaining wall work and all the beautiful stuff that you'll see up around the clubhouse there. So, boats heading out there, Jess going out in the APBA 13. We've got the Dictator with Kelsey Dempster. Normally used to calling Kelsey in the Monopoly. So, have a look at the engine height on these little boats. They're absolutely shaking themselves to bits to try and get up on the plane. Well, I tell you what, they are hot. That's the Addicted just getting itself up with... now, I'm not going to say that's... Test.
So that was actually Stevie Watson. Sorry, our mic's still dropping in and out, so I do apologise for that, folks. But we will get there in the end. We're changing mics and we're doing all sorts of stuff, just trying to get it right for you. So Nathan Stevens in the Addicted 2. That's a little tunnel boat you can see out there. That's a 550 class boat owned by the Johnson family. Has half the boats at this race meeting at the moment. Emily Rad, you can see here in the Excalibur machine. Addicted 25 with Stevie Watson. Liam Sutherland is in the Black Bull, which is Kim Bull's boat. Usain Bolt, his father, Mark Sutherland, the white wing boat. So we'll just pick them up as they come through. Okay, so that's our South Australian entry there. Coming through with Cooper Bronstein. The Impulsive. Getting a bit of temperature into that little allegedly stocked 25. Like they're all allegedly stocked, these engines. Cooper's going to have his work cut out for him here. He's going to have to run hard down the back straightaway because I think the white flag's probably about to go up here. White flag's out, clock's ticking, so he'll get there. This might be a ploy for him. He might just go full tilt all the way around to the start line. Bang, job's done. Smoked a lot of them. Do a Bill Muncie and the Atlas van lines to him. Got the Bull Ladies up here and Lily Taranto. Come on, I've already interviewed you. Don't cry that I've not mentioned you. Yes. All right, let's see who's going to be on the money here as we come up to 20 seconds to start. We've got Emily Radd, very experienced now. Her boyfriend, Sammy Lucas, he won't want her to be late. I tell you what, though, Nathan Stevens is having a run at the line pretty hard, and he might be early. Oh, let the judges deal with that one, but I reckon that's far too early for Nathan Stevens here. The rest of the field is legal, and I tell you what, Jess from Harry Horse Clipping get fixed up. You can throw a blanket over the rest of the field. Charlie Kerwood a little bit behind to start in 43, but I'll just be happy if he stays upright, to be honest. Because fair dinkum, that kid knows how to roll a boat even better than I do. Up through the top turn we go. And I think Nathan Stevens, although he's got a big lead there, the officials might be having a little word with him about the start on that one. He might be getting a little bit of a penalty, I would suggest. Even though I'm only the commentator, that one was that far ahead that I think it's pretty safe to assume he might cop a little bit of a penalty there. But have a look at this. Throw a blanket over the field of 25s now as they come down. Excalibur, Emily Radd on the outside of her, just trying to pick that up. I think that's a South Australian connection there, Cooper Bronstein. Then in behind that is Kelsey Dempster in the Dictator. Then it's back to Usain Bolt and Black Bull. The father-son combination's having a red-hot battle down through the bottom turn. Nathan Stevens comes through, but he's going to be getting a penalty in that boat, so I wouldn't be worried about him too much. He's running the white line. Have a look at this battle here. Unbelievable stuff now. As we come through and poke our nose into the lead. So it's a District 25 out in front. With Steve Watson doing a beautiful job as they go up through the top turn. He's made a little bit of a break on the rest of the pack, but the pack is hungry and snapping at his heels down the back straight away. Emily Radd being bumped back into third spot now. Cooper Bronstein up into second spot. Then it's the battle of the Sutherland boys. We've got Usain Bolt with Mark Sutherland on the outside and the Black Bull with Liam Sutherland on the inside. This is unbelievable racing here at Lake Glenmaggie. Glenmaggie Gold CUp for 2019. And watch these guys down in the bottom turn. You can throw a blanket over them. Emily Radd, and I should say guys and girls, of course, because Em Radd is actually leading the hungry pack at the minute. Emily Radd now up into second spot. It's Steve Watson, but then it's Cooper Bronstein. He pokes his nose back into second spot. Usain Bolt on the outside and the Black Bull on the inside. Kelsey Dents has been bumped out the back door just a little bit now in the Dictator. Gotta be careful saying the name of that boat. And fantastic news. because 43 is still upright and going. Down through the bottom third, the birthday girl in the APBA 13, doing a fantastic job. Jess Crow, it's her 22nd birthday today. She'll owe me something for that one as she comes through doing a beautiful job. Back straight away and it's all happening. Nathan Stevens a little bit eager in the first race. Yellow flag, he accepts it. One lap to go for him. Down through the bottom turn. So this is your in actual fact race leader, I would suggest. And it is Stevie Watson. Doing a beautiful job. Back to Cooper Bronstein all the way from South Australia. Then it's Emily Red, Mark Sutherland and Liam Sutherland. The father's in front of the son at the moment. The young fella won't be too happy, or maybe it's a tactic, I don't know. Kelsey Dempster, the dictator, doing a beautiful job. She's got the old school 1984 metal flake on that boat. Looks beautiful. Coming through now is Charlie Curley. Boat 43. Upright and second here, doing it beautifully. We got Jess Crow down the back straight. She's about to be gobbled up by the hungry pack. Stevie Watson, I tell you what, he's being challenged by Cooper Bronstein now. This is unbelievable racing. Checkered flag will come out. That's Nathan Stevens, but I think the judges will be looking at his... Down through the bottom turn. This is where the real battle is. And I tell you what, Stevie Watson, the team addicted, doing a beautiful job. In fact, he's made ground on that last lap, and it's a dominating win for him. Back to Cooper Bronstein out of South Australia. Great drive from him as well. Then it's going to be Mark Sutherland over Emily Red and Liam Sutherland and Jess Crow coming through there to complete the course as well and having an absolute ball. Up on her. Then it's Kelsey Dempster getting the job done very nicely. I wonder if we'll get a smile out of her. It's hard to tell. Charlie Curwood. He's the right way up. Fantastic stuff. I think that might be the first race he's finished. So he comes through and I think that is most of our field coming through now. So massive thank you for that particular race to Cage Design. Thank you to the team out there at Cage Design. Fantastic job and wonderful sponsors here at the 2019 Glenmaggie Cup. Great racing in the 25s as always. Next race on the card, ladies and gentlemen. One of my favourite categories in powerboat racing. It's our 1.6 litre hydroplanes, and this is a round of the Australian Championships. We've got the Melton Toyota Grant Harrison Toyota 86, HBR Brad Holland. We've got Gary Coombs in the flying again. My man signed my boobs this morning, Dewey Nichols in the S15. No direction with the beautiful Jasmine Frankovic and Paul Norris in the newly restored and ready to rock and roll. Times are tough all the way down from Yarrawonga. Welcome, Froggy, and we hope you have a fantastic race. I'll take a short break, get my breath back, and we'll be back racing with you real soon. ladies and gentlemen, we have boats heading out onto the drink here at Glenmaggie, and we've got some quality 1.6 litre hydroplane action coming your way for Flexi Strut. Boats are looking for the Melton Toyota, the Holy Boys Racing, playing again. S15, no direction, and times are tough. Fantastic category, absolutely love this class, and it is building, going very, very nicely. We've sort of got two categories out there within the category, all 1.6 litre hydroplanes. We've got the old boats, the little shovel nose, rear engine, front cockpit boats. And those boats are playing again, the S15 and the no direction. And then we've got the cockpitted boats, the Melton Toyota, HBR, and the times are tough. And the Norwich boys have been working absolute overtime on the beautiful times are tough, the beautiful orange machine out there. Used to be green. Froggy Norwich, one of the great men of powerboat racing. He's one of the nice blokes going around, and we certainly hope after all the work and effort they've put into this boat that they have a fantastic weekend this weekend. Don't know how they'll go pace-wise. They're, this is probably really a test for them after such a massive rebuild on this boat. Certainly the 86 with Grant Harrison and, of course, the Holly Brothers Racing machine. Both super, super quick. It's Brad Holland, my man, driving the yellow machine, so good to see him up and about. Jasmine Frankovic there on the inside in the no direction, and they're playing again on the outside, the red machine. Just still looking for Dewey Nichols at the moment in the S15, the other red shovel nose. Can't see Dewey just yet. So we'll call them as they come through. The 86 Melton Toyota, the HBR, and it's a time to cut. Things are hard. Here's your bloody Christmas card. The beautiful orange machine, as I said, used to be green, and I tell you what, they've done a power of work on that boat. Fantastic to have it here. Massive welcome to the Norwich family racing team. Great to see that boat on the wall. I know that all the other competitors in this category are very, very excited to see it out there and about. This race brought to you by Flexi Strut and my man Dewey Nichols. Still in the pits, or in the wet pits at the moment. Doesn't sound like they can get that boat fired. That's disappointing. Maybe he should have done less signing of my boobs and more work in the pits. The rain comes down a little bit. Gets a little bit interesting for the guys in the cockpit when the rain comes down. Hopefully they've got good ventilation systems in these boats, because we do end up with sometimes some issues. These guys fogging up in their cockpit, so it's going to be interesting to see whether these guys are all over that stuff. They don't often race in the rain. Generally when it rains we get rough water and the race meeting gets called off, but at the moment the water conditions are absolutely ideal and we ain't stopping for anything at the moment. Big thank you to Traff Tractors for their support here this weekend, and you'll see them putting the boats in and out of the water all weekend. The beautiful Case International Tractors. Flag is dropped. We are racing in the 1.6 litre category. And look at Jasmine Frankovic up into third place. She has got a mountain of pace on this boat as they go gunnel to gunnel, side by side and deck to deck into turn number one, the bridge end turn here at Glenmaggie. It is the Toyota 86 Racing Machine, who will exit in position number one. HBR into two. Up into number three is Brian again. And it's no direction. And the S15 Dewey Nichols made it to the start and is up and about. The times are tough, struggling a little bit for pace at the moment, but as we said, a massive rebuild from that boat. This will be a test for these guys. There'll be propeller changes and gearbox changes going on all day, I would assume, from these fellas. Up to the top turn, and it's Grant Harrison for the Australian title at the moment, with Brad Hollands chasing him down in the HBR. The 86 lifts its port sponson high into the air as they fire down the back straight away. HBR dancing from sponsor to sponsor as well. Jazzy Frankovic absolutely on it hard. She's up into third place, holding out, playing again with Gary Coombs. The rain coming down pretty hard now here at Lake Glenmaggie. Grant Harrison, the 86, looking absolutely resplendent. The yellow HBR machine, Brad Holland doing a great job. Oh, look at this, Coombs has made a break into the front of Frankovic now. So Coombs up in the third, Frankovic in the fourth, Luke Nichols is in the fifth spot. The Norwich boat looking like it's struggling a little bit, the times are tough. This boat only hit the water yesterday for the first time. So I'm sure they'll be developing that boat over this weekend. All the way down from Lake Yarrawonga, Lake Mulwala. The skid fin boats in hard as Harrow, really throwing everything at it. He's got some competition here this weekend. Holly's all over him like a fat kid on a cupcake down through the bridge end turn. Harrow in the 86 starting to make a decent break now. Holly's boat standing up on its sponsors at the moment. Just not the pace to go with Harrow at the moment. The real battle going up for third, fourth and fifth. Up into third, it's back. Jazzy Frankovic. Dewey Nichols. And yes, 15 back in the fourth, but that's playing again with Gary Coombs in the fourth. Back shoot now, and it is all Grant Harrison. Back to Brad Hollands. Froggy Norwich, struggling just at the moment. Boat looks beautiful on the water, but just off the face. Harrow will pick up the yellow flag now as he comes through. This boat absolutely beautiful. These guys have got a couple of these boats for sale in the shed down there in Melbourne. You want to get out of this category and put yourself into one of these Jones Hydroplane kits. The battle for the older shovel nose boats. Going beautifully. Jazzy Frankovic picks up the yellow flag. She's made a good break now on Gary Coombs. In fact, Dewey Nichols having a little bit of a sniff at Gary Coombs now. Can Nichols get him and make this one stick? Coombs looks like he might have a little bit of an issue. Oh, but that Froggy Norwich has come to a stop. That's disappointing. Let's hope it's nothing major. Checkered flag produced. And the absolute consummate professional, Mr. Grant Harrison, takes the win in the Toyota 86 Melton Motor Group. HBR, Brad Hollands in the second place. Fabulous stuff from him. And the battle of the shovel noses, the open cockpit boats. Doing a wonderful job. So this is going to be third place, and first to the cab overs, Jazzy Frankovic in the no direction. And the battle continues on. Gary Coombs into fourth place, Dewey Nichols into fifth. And I tell you what, we've got a few clowns watching the live stream at the moment. Well done for working the technology out, Darren. Hydro rates are live on board as well. Good on you, boys. Great to see everybody coming on board. Hope you're enjoying the hydro racing as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you in the Melton Toyota Group. Grant Harrison taking the win there and returning to the bank. This is the round of the Australian title. Please put your hands together for Grant Harrison, the beautiful Melton Motor Group 86 Racing. Back to my man Bradley Hollands there in the HBR, getting it done nicely, the 08. So Harrow very, very happy with that one, I'm sure. Massive thank you to Flexi Strut for that one. Next race on the card though, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in for this. And it's almost as if Daryl Hamilton is smiling upon us from above because the sun just pokes its head out for the first heat of the Darrell Hamilton Memorial Race for 6 litre boats. Desperado, Helium, the Gator, Hot Cookie, Hydrolust and Forenzi are the boats that we are looking for in this one. We're going to take a short break. We'll get these boats organised. We'll be back with more racing real soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the first heat of the Darrell Hamilton for 6 litre. Let's bring them through. That is Mark Healy in the helium. Then we've got Liam Holland in the HPR. Coming through the Gator. Hot Cookie out there as well. And Kelvin McCanch as well, and the Gator picking him up on the way through. That's a new boat for the McCanch family. Very, very prolific winners in the 1.6 litre category, now moving into this 6 litre category. So fantastic to see them stepping it up a little bit. Okay, the flag drops and we are racing. HBR gets a cracking start as we fire away down into turn number 1. Liam Holmes will be absolutely ecstatic with his start. Can he hang on to it? Healy runs the top line and he runs right up to the outside. Hydroplane is in the mix as well. Up in the third place. It's a hot cookie. And it's McCanch coming through in the Gator. Hydroplane spreading it. Up in the turn and go. And then he fired in the back shoot. This one, tell you what, Healy has got a lot of pace in the helium boat at the moment. As he fires away as well. Down through the bottom turn. Oh, I tell you what, there's a ding-dong going on for second spot at the moment. The hot cookie on the outside, on the inside, it's the helium. The McCann's coming through that boat, sitting there, it's just not quite the pace at the moment. So Desperado, back to helium. Then it's hot cookie. Struggling a little bit for pace at the moment. The real bust is on here down the back street between Helium and the hot cookie. Yellow flags out. Holland has got this one. A stranglehold at the moment. Oh, jumping and coming outside. Go. The hot cookie on the outside. The Helium on the inside. Back shirt and the Hydro struggling for a bit of pace. McCanch is in the Gator. But the real battle. In fact, Liam Holland's just doing the business down on the back straight away. Fantastic to have so many 6 litre hydroplanes on the course. The real battle is on between here and the hot cookie with the winner here. It is HPR. Liam Holland takes the win. Back to Helium, Mark Helios. Hot cookie with Jones at the wheel of the 8-1. Getting the job done nicely. And through the bottom turn, and McCanch brings the Gator down through. He got quicker. Well, they're both dancing from sponsor to sponsor. He crosses the line in 4th place. The Hydrolux with Port Stones at the wheel. Still beautiful looking bit of kit. Quicker RPM than we'd expect. But I'm sure that boat will just get quicker and quicker as the weekend progresses. So the Darrell Hamilton. The Bendigo Bank. Tell you what, he'll be happy with that one in the helium. The older boat really taking up to the newer rig. So Mark Hill will be ecstatic with that boat and that run. Great job from him as always. And I tell you what, the hot cookie. It is hot to trot at the moment. So great racing in the Darrell Hamilton, heat number 1. Darrell Hamilton, of course, one of the great powerboat racers of our time. Taken from us too early, he raced displacements, he raced KT tunnels, and fabulous to have this race named after the great man, Mr. Darrell. Honest, because the sun came out for that one. So I reckon Hamo's here with us. Now, some good stuff, Em. We're moving into some outboard racing. Yes, Emily's happy. 1800 and 2100 mono and unlimited. So, Lancey Heath. Your leg's better than mine, but it'll be okay. So, both are looking. Excitement time because the outboards are on the water and they always supply fantastic entertainment, make no mistake about that. A little bit of I put my hand up now, I'm a part owner of Reed Drive. We've got Andrew Murphy going down the away there in the Ariel Bastardo, the D model 15-foot bullet running the Evinrude E-Tech power on the back of that boat. Simon Teague, one of our wonderful Outboard Club sponsors, Aqua Power Marine, the major sponsor of the Victorian Outboard Club, couldn't be here this weekend. He puts Andrew Murphy in the boat, gives him a drive. It was supposed to be Zach Murphy, but Zach had for 12, so he couldn't get into the boat. But Murph, well, Richard's got some ballast in it to hold it down. That's good news. This is Richie Hannon. This is the 15-foot Dancraft running Yamaha power. It is the rebound, and Richie Hannon, he is nothing if he's not a racer, ladies and gentlemen. He'll throw it all on the line. Another man that's a racer, Scotty Rouse, another 15 Dancraft, this time running Johnson, short chunk power. The pepperoni, what is he? The pepperoni something or another. It's Daniel Cook. The pepperoni playboy, and Sherry Jackson in the Armourine Jacksons tunnel boat out there as well. And Andrew Chilver down there in the Carnage, beautiful 1750 bullet running 2-litre Mercury power. And we've also got the anger management over there, Paul Whitten. I can't see Sam Lucas out at the moment in the Still Angry, which is disappointing. He had problems with that boat this morning, and it's a pretty serious boat, and Sammy's a pretty serious operator, so it's disappointing. They've obviously got a few engine gremlins with that boat. Looks like they've got a caution flag out on the course at the moment, so I'm not sure if somebody's stopped. Just trying to pick up on the course. I can't see anyone stopped out there at the minute. The only bloke I couldn't see was Sammy Lucas, so... Welcome to everybody at home on the live stream. Certainly hope you're enjoying the live streaming, brought to you by Boris the Boxer Productions. Big Scotland Lambert, he is an absolute superstar. And thank you, Scotty, for all the hard work you do. You can get on board via Bisho Media, via Australian GP Hydro live streaming. You can also get on the GDBC Glenmaggie Facebook page as well. Sammy Lucas, I've just been informed, so unfortunately for Sam, the problems continue with him. Good to see Stevie Davis all the way from the United States. I was racing against him in France only a few weeks ago. He's on board with our live stream, so hello Stevie. You get sick of listening to me if you watch this for too long, son. So we have everybody milling in the area now. Unfortunately, Sam Lucas, he'll be absolutely devastated because his other boat, the anger management with Paul Whitten at the wheel, is going to be competing, and the team principal, Sammy, has got drama, so that's unfortunate for him. A lot of work's gone into that beautiful yellow bullet sailboat, but unfortunately just little gremlins are biting him here at the moment. Okay, folks, just had the big word from the big man, Ethan Hamilton. If you haven't got an armband in the pits, they're going to take you up the back and shoot you. So, no, not at the boat races. So please, pits absolutely critical. Heath, you might not commentator anymore. We might need to, please. Yes. Stuff that we have to do these days. We do need armbands in the pits to make sure that you're covered by our wonderful APBA insurance. And I can tell you something, folks. After having a little bit of an incident in another country and binning my boat, the insurance that we pay when we race is absolutely critical, and it covered me in ski racing. And I tell you what, the APBA do a fabulous job of sourcing insurance. And when you go racing with them, you can feel safe in the knowledge that you are being looked after. So, APBA, fantastic association. I know they cop a bashing every now and again. Everyone wants to bash the people that run the show. They never do it right. But I tell you what, the APBA in Australia have run powerboat racing for as long as, as long as I've been around, for about 50 years before I was around as well. Fabulous association, lots of great people. And my man, Big Kim Bull, the big Pres of Victoria, just works tirelessly on the sport. So thank you to everybody at the APBA. And we're about to see a fantastic outboard race. We're still a blue flag up, so this particular race brought to you by Boom Logistics. So a quick run through the boats that we've got out there. This is a combined category of 3 separate classes, all running for the chocolates. We're in a start sequence. We're at 20 seconds to start, so boats starting to move their way up to the start line. Keep your eye on the old campaigners, the blokes that have been around. In fact, the pepperoni playboy, Danny Cook, looking like he's having a little bit of a limit. In fact, a few of them a little bit slow to the start here. Nobody's going to be hard on the muddy, but everybody's legal. Dan Cook gets the best start, back to Scott Rouse. Then it's Andrew Murphy and Richard Hannon, and the rest of the field are missing in action, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is a scratch race. One of the boys might be able to fill me in here. Okay, well, if it is a scratch race, useless. Here you go. So, Stewie Jackson gets a start. Paul Whitten, he makes a start as well in one of his first ever races. Down the back chute, and it is on between the pepperoni playboy. Daniel Cook out in front. He's running in the 2-litre category. Scott Rouse has got a big break on Richard Hannon at the moment. Hannon won't be very happy with that one. In fact, Scotty Rouse having a real look at the inside of Danny Cook. In fact, he nails him hard on the exit. So the little 1800. Cheyenne goes to the lead. Back to Daniel Cook in the pepperoni playboy. Then it's back to Richie Hannon in the rebound, doing a beautiful job in the stock Yamaha. Boat sitting absolutely beautifully, can operate. Stewie Jackson just sneaking up the inside there of Andrew Murphy in the El Bastardo, porpoising his way down the chute a little bit. Back straight away, this is an absolute ding-dong between these two guys for Boom Logistics. Daniel Cook's got the straight line speed, but Scotty Rouse's corner speed is absolutely phenomenal at the moment. He's doing an awesome job. Look at this. In the corner speed. Anger management. Runs through there with Paul Whitten. Doing a nice job. In fact, these guys are going to come up to do some lapping work on Whitten at the moment as Stewie J just comes through around the outside in the Armourine Jacksons. Richie Hannon on the inside in the rebound. He goes back into 4th spot. Andrew Murphy just coming through. The El Bastido. Power Marine doing a beautiful job. Kim's looking like he's having fun. Maybe. Who knows? Hard to tell. Cheyenne now. Scotty Rouse. He is absolutely on fire. Don't forget, folks, this is an 1800cc class boat, and it is actually in front at the moment of an unlimited race. Daniel Cook back to Stewie Jackson, but Stewie Jackson's on the hard charge now. He gave him a little bit of a break at the start, Stewie J. Now he's starting to make a little bit of a move, make his presence felt in that beautiful GTR tunnel boat. Richie Hannon goes round the outside of Paul Whitten. Andrew Murphy down into the bridge end turn here for Boom Logistics. They're back straight away, and the boat that should be in the lead now pumps its way into the lead. Stewie Jackson in the Armourine Jacksons. I think he might have just given them all a bit of a head start. Of course, this boat running the 2.5 litre Optimax on the beautiful Trash GTR. Oh, Murph! Wild right for Andrew Murphy now. But it's a checkered flag comes out, and Stewie Jackson in the Armourine Jacksons, number 15, takes the win. And it'll be back to an absolute storming drive by Scotty Rouse in the Cheyenne with plenty of trim. The pepperoni playboy Danny Cook comes through into third place. Great drive from Cookie in that brand new boat. Richie Hannon a little bit outgunned there by Scotty Rouse in the rebound, but this boat, winner of so many championships, Richie hangs onto it beautifully. He's an operator. Paul Whitten, great drive from him in the anger management. You're right, Jack. Your pants are falling off, dude. 8149, the 1750 bullet. And unfortunately, and I did, was probably a little bit remiss there, but the Carnage doesn't look like it got a start, unfortunately, there for Andrew Chilvers. So that's a shame, but hopefully we see Andrew out and about a little later on in the day. Beautiful 1750 bullet from him. Andrew Murphy comes through and takes the checkered flag in the El Bastardo. So congratulations there to Stewie Jackson in the Armourine Jacksons, getting the job done beautifully. This boat absolutely magnificently prepared by Race Marine in Chelsea Heights. Super smooth, super fast, and getting it done nicely. That was our unlimited outboard 1800 and 2100cc outboard. Is always fantastic racing. Brought to you by Boom Logistics here at the 2019 Glenmaggie Cup. We'll be back with you real soon. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Glenmaggie and this, the 95 mile an hour Yes, see the repeat. The frenzy. We've also got McCanch out there as well in the Hydro getting some laps done. In the Gator, we've got Rock King in the Viking. Cut Cat Racing with Stevie Rumble. Frenzy with Freddie Clark. The Hot Cookie with Russell Jones. Peter McDonald in the Old and Horny. Moonshine Racing with Mike Godsell. Peter Lee in the repeat. Empty Pockets with Joshy Sawyer. and the Gator, Kelvin McCanch. Start boat picks up along the back straight away. Flags about to drop. We're racing in the 95 mile-an-hour category, and it is a clean start for everybody. The Frenzy gets an absolute cracker. Robbie King in the Viking. He rolled his here last year in this as they all close in into turn number 1. A wide sweep for a couple of the, but the first 3 come through. So it's and then we got the through as well. Straight away now, have a look at this. It is the Frenzy back to the Viking. Then it's Cut Cat Racing. Then it's Moonshine. Repeat with Pete Lee. Fantastic. And then it's the South Australian connection. Coming through as well with the old Horny as well. Hydro do a great job as they tip down into the bottom turn.
Pretty wet and black, aren't they?
Good we go. The battle is at the head of the pack here at the moment. Fantastic racing between the three. Viking on the inside. Oh, it's tight. It's back Frenzy jumping and leaping. A big shine walk there from Buddy Clark. Robbie King doing his best to hold him in there. Stevie Rumble. Then it's the Moonshine. Pete, a fantastic job in the S. 13 South Australian entry comes through. Then it's the Old and Horny. Down the back straight away. The Goat get left here. It's going to get closed in. One. Out on the pit. Round the outside of him, Brady Clark. Kelvin McCanch runs the wide line in the V8 34. Cut, oh! Rumble might have driver there. It's a checkered flag. Comes through, he gets off it. No driver for him, just scored a checkered flag and got hard onto the cam plate, slowed himself right down. So a great run there from Brady Clark and the Frenzy to take the win. So great race there between Empty Pockets and Repeat. Peter Lee and Joshy Sawyer. So that was the 95 mile an hour category, all the boats limited to 95. So now we wait for the officials to see if anybody broke out that particular race. Brought to you by Precision. So big thank you to the team out there, Precision Locks, for their fantastic alcohol engines firing in the lights. If you're not industrially deaf before you get here, you will be when you leave, folks, and that's a good thing. Grand Prix hydroplanes hitting the water. So we've got all the way from the Hawkesbury River in New South Wales, Wayne Smith in the Miss Tina Breeze. We've got Grant Harrison in the GP1 and Darren Pennington in the GP5 Wasp. Be a D in the and the Miss Tina Breeze. I think the GP5 still in a little bit of stages. But let's see what they got here, folks. Hopefully Hydro Racer from the US is watching as we put GP hydroplane action here on the water at Lake Glenmaggie for the 2019 Glenmaggie Cup. Charged alcohol engine in a hydroplane doesn't get your hair standing up on the back of your neck. You probably should go and see your doctor because there's a good chance you're dead. Brought to you by Boom Logistics, the boys and girls crating these boats in and out of the water all weekend here at the Glenmaggie Cup. Conditions look absolutely beautiful, the sun is shining. The water is smooth. The flag drops and we are racing. Cracking start. Oh, Pennington, the cracker in the GP5. Did I speak to moon? Danters from sponsor to sponsor down into turn number 1. Harrison in the split of the wedge there as they come through. Peter Breeze hard on the pins. Wayne Smith all the way from the Hawkesbury. Good run there for the Number 2. 3 GP Hydros, that's the side, and deck to deck as they Tina Breeze gets a break on the GP1 now. It is on down the back straight away. Tina Breeze with big speed and big acceleration. Harrow's got his work cut out for him today, and Pennington hanging in there beautifully. Place. Wayne Smith with plenty of pace and plenty of acceleration. I think Harrison a little bit at the moment as they fight it. He hasn't been challenged like this in a long, long time. Harrow really having a go now down the back. Tina Breeze gets a turn in. It's come. Oh, Harrow! A big hose off for Harrison. Can he pull out of it? He does. The GP5 Wasp has got good place. Pennington doing a beautiful job. Absolutely on fire now. They fire down the back, shoot for the final time. Wayne Smith and the Tina Breeze out in front of Grant Harrison of the GP1. Miss Tina Breeze comes into the final turn in front. Can he hold off a hard charging arrow? He's going to. Tina Breeze wins it for the Hawkesbury. And I'll tell you what, Darren Pennington can be absolutely proud of the run he's put here. The GP5 showing plenty of pace in the Wasp. Pennington's hello, it's a long time since he's come in the second spot. And Wayne Smith, he will be absolutely ecstatic with that one. He came down here to Victoria with a whole bunch of ammunition, and he is here. boys. Second place, New territory, Grant Harrison in the GP1 from Melton Motor Group. And Darren Pennington, what a great drive for him as well. The GP5 Wasp looking absolutely beautiful. I tell you what, they'll be ecstatic with that run. There is not a whole bunch needed to be found there for them to be right up on the pace with the Tina Breeze and the GP1. Boat looked absolutely beautiful on the water. Obviously, it looked on the steering had last meeting. And that is a storming run there from the Pennington team. They'll be happy with that one at their local track. Next race on the cards, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by the Hayfield Angling Club. Is the 105 mile an hour category. Boats we're looking for are Marine Jackson, Stewie Jackson, Stevie Rumble in the Cut Cat Racing, the Viking, Robbie King. Hot Cookie with Russell Jones, Kelvin McCanchen, the Gator, and Hydrolust with Paul Jones. these boats in and out of the water all weekend here at the Glenmaggie Cup. Conditions look absolutely beautiful. The sun is shining. The water is smooth. The flag drops and we are racing. Cracking start. Oh, Pennington, the cracker in the GP5. Did I speak to him? Canters from sponsor to sponsor down into turn number 1. Harrison in the split of the weeds there as they come through. Peter Breeze hard on the pins. Wayne Smith all the way from the Hawkesbury. Good run up into turn 2. 3 GP Hydros absolutely the side and deck to deck as they Tina Breeze gets a break on the GP1 now. It is on down the back straight away. Tina Breeze with big speed and big acceleration. Harrow's got his work cut out for him today, and Pennington hanging in there beautifully. Tina Breeze representing the Hawkesbury. He's got a big weight. Harrow stands it up for one sponsor. Pushing hard in third place. Wayne Smith with plenty of pace and plenty of acceleration. I think Harrison a little bit at the moment as they fight it. He hasn't been challenged like this in a long, long time. Harrow really having a go now down the back. Tina Breeze gets a turn in. It's come. Oh, Harrow! A big hose off for Harrison. Can he pull out of it? He does. Tina Breeze now. The GP5 lost has got good pace. Pennington doing a beautiful job. Absolutely on fire now. They fire down the back, shoot for the final time. Wayne Smith and the Tina Breeze out in front of Grant Harrison of the GP1. He's going to. Tina Breeze wins it for the Hawkesbury. Harrison in the second place. And I'll tell you what, Darren Pennington can be absolutely proud of the run he's put here. The GP5 showing plenty of pace in the Wasp. Pennington. Okay, welcome back everybody. That was the 105 category and supply this racing. These particular speakers of the club have been a great initiative. Certainly provide a forum for open cockpit boats to run in a safe environment, and they've certainly done that. And they can also get out there with cockpitted boats as well. So really, really good form of the sport, and we enjoy the racing. So next race on the cards that we have is our Formula Future, the A Heat A. In with a chance is Hudson Ellis. A little hostile ball and the ball.
It's the high-tech fuel used in race cars and dragsters, and it comes from corn. Ethanol! That's right, everybody. Today, we're doing a deep dive into one of my favorite biofuels, or fuel additives, ethanol. We're going to get down and dirty on the bad stuff and the good stuff, and we're going to get to the truth. Ethanol is basically ethyl alcohol, the same type of alcohol found in alcoholic beverages, but it's used as fuel. Wow! During production, starch from the plants is fermented and distilled into sugars, which microbes turn into ethanol. It's the same way you make beer, or vodka, or moonshine, or, Eddie, what's your favorite drink? Apple-teenies. There's a couple of ways to make fuel-grade ethanol, but the most common is the dry mill method, which is the same as my grandpappy's white lightning recipe. The grain passes through a grinding mill and comes out as a powder. A mixture made of this grain powder, water, and an enzyme enters a high-heat cooker. This enzyme converts the starch into sugars that can be fermented to create alcohol. What's an enzyme?
Rocks Cage Design, Boris the Roxer Productions, the Hayfield Angling Club, and the Glenmaggie Scouts. Massive thank you to all those wonderful sponsors for making this possible. 10 boats out. I had pretty much the whole thing getting pulled up on start. Race number 1. So, for those of you that haven't seen a clock start before, a white flag goes up. That signals a minute at the clock on this up at the tower here, the big yellow clock that you can see starts ticking. When it gets back around to 0 after 1 minute, that's when the boats are supposed to hit the start line at full speed. So it's all about timing and skill, these starts. And unfortunately, the timing and skill was a little bit out in the last one. So let's see if they can string it together this time around. Kids, are we looking forward in this one? Hudson Ellis, Amber Bull, Baxter Ramsey, Aidan Shan, Taylor Jackson, Maxie Seckham and Lily Taranto. Clock's ticking, white flag's up, we're 15 seconds coming up to now. So at about 15 seconds, they really should be starting to make their run towards us.
I've heard that.
right, folks, the kids are perplexed. The officials are perplexed. Come on, Scott, fix something. Dave Reeds is manually driving the clock. There we go. So the kids are onto this. I tell you, if any judge that bans one of them for going early is a bum, I'd say. They're away. Great start. And we're off and racing. The rest of the kids are like, what are you talking about? Anyway, we're away. And we'll just call it as we see. It's a Venom is our lead boat. Then it's back to Lily Torano chasing Lil Cash. She's actually got a second up her sleeve from this morning already. Aidan Shan, he gets a great start. So too does Taylor Jackson in the race marine. Then it's Amber Bull in the hostile bull. Hardy Ellis, he's probably been caught a little unawares. And then it's Meads there as well on the inside. And on the outside of him is Ramsey. So here we go. I don't know, but we're going to call it as we see it. Race leader is Max Seckham in the beautiful Golf oils coloured machine. Then it's Lily Torano into second place. I can see the smile under her helmet from here. She's giggling like a schoolgirl. Aidan Shan up into third. Now the charge of the Light Brigade's behind him. Got Huddy Ellis in. And it's terrible, I should say. And the Bulls come. Ramsey on the outside. And on the inside. Right. Oh. No flag. He even agrees with me. I said to his mum, he's watched his dad crash on a boat, so I hope he's a bit more sensible. He's never seen, I've told him, don't worry, I've shown him the videos. So we're on a yellow flag now as we go down. Max Seckham leading, Lily Torano into second. Then it's Hudson Ellis. Then it's Aidan Shan. Charge of the Light Brigade going on here. We got Bull, Jackson, not in that order. Jackson, then Bull, then Ramsey. And then it is Meadsy. So, I tell you what, it's tight in the corner. In fact, Ramsey has a bit of, I don't know what happened there. Might have got shut down a little bit. That'll be one of the judges. Checker flag comes out, and the winner is Maxie Seckham in the Venom. He's got to have a swim, doesn't he? Got to have a swim, I would have thought. Luckily, it's a nice warm day here at Lake Glenmaggie. The charge is on. Lily Torano, she's out with it. Into second, Aidan Shan into third, charging Taylor Jackson, I think, into fourth. Amber Ball looking to so then it is Ramsey and Jack Mead. Oh, I need a lie down. That was a good finish. Yeah, not sure what happened with Hudson there. He might have had a little bit of a hook or something, but might have stopped. It looks like he might be getting a tow. Maybe Dad can't afford the fuel bill. So that was the A. A heat of Formula Future, Heat A. And now we're going into Formula Future, Heat B. We've got Maverick with Tate Williamson. She's Addicted, Summer Johnson. Flammable with Tara Ball. Hell yeah, with Luke Bonici. Epic with Tyler Gilligan. Jake Jackson in the Race Marine. And a Venom going back out with Jackson Seckham. Testing. Hey, Bisho. Test 1, 2.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, g'day and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Glenmaggie Cup for 2019. Beautiful Lake Glenmaggie, nearly at full capacity here this weekend, and we've got some stunning boats here. A lot of GP hydroplanes. We've got 3 GP hydroplanes here, along with a gamut of 6-litre hydroplanes. We've also got the whole range of outboard boats and also displacement boats running this weekend. We're going to run through all the classes, right through from our juniors, of which we have about 15 junior boats running, broken into 2 categories here this weekend. We're also right up into the big unlimited boats. And, of course, the crescendo on Sunday afternoon will be the Glenmaggie Cup. We hope you can stick around and enjoy the racing.
Rightio, folks. Well, it appears that we have our clock issues sorted. And sending out B group of juniors out into this one. So we've got Tate Williams, Summer Johnson, Tara Bull, Luca Bonici, Tyler Gilligan, Jake Jackson and Jackson Seckham heading out for this one. The conditions look absolutely beautiful out there at the moment. We might get rained on again, but that's happened before. We're okay with it, long as it doesn't get too rough. So Tyler Gilligan just getting out there. He's the last man to head down into the milling area. And can't quite see, are we on a white? Steve Scott's in the way, so... Oh, that's all right. It's not moving anyway. There's nothing happening. And look at that, the clock's ready. Yeah, well done, team. Very technical. We had Steve Gilligan, our resident electrician, up here. Although he looks more like a trout fisherman to me than an electrician in his waders. Coming up now, 25 seconds just ticking over, coming up to 30 seconds now. Okay, 30 seconds to start. I know the clock feels like it's going slow. No, it's sped up. I think that clock's speeding up and slowing down just quietly. Well, I am actually on drugs. They're only painkillers, though, Steve, so it's okay. Here we go. Going up to 10 seconds to start. So we'll see competitors making their move. In fact, it's going to be legal for everyone, but probably a bit late for most. I think that's a Team Race Marine boat making a nice little move there. So Jake Jackson, he nails it, folks. Absolutely nails it. Oh, is this a handicap race? Thank you, it's a handicap race. We nailed it anyway. Rest of the kids coming through now. Here we go. The Venom coming through there, which is Jackson Seckham. Then we got the Flammable with Terrible. Then on the outside is, well, we're calling it the Hell Yeah, but I think it's the Lamborghini running through. Tyler Gilligan rounding out the field as the rest of the field goes through to make their starts. Mavericks in there, good start there. And also She's Addicted with Summer Johnson getting a nice start as well. So here we go. It is a Team Race Marine with Jake Jackson. Most professional race team on the planet, Team Race Marine, of course. Then we've got the Venom coming through, Jackson Seckham doing a beautiful job. Then it's Tara Bull in the Flammable. And then it's the Lamborghini with the Luca Bonici. Then it's Summer Johnson. Then the Maverick in behind her, and Tyler Gilligan having a little bit of a red hot go in the Epic. Down around the outside, but losing a bit of ground, running a wide line there, just trying to maintain their momentum. Nice run here from Team Race Marine. Doing it absolutely beautifully at the moment. Jake Jackson. Down through into the bottom turn, and Venom. Jackson Seckham. He's well within striking distance at the moment. We'll see a yellow flag after this lap. Tara Bull doing a beautiful job holding out Luke Bonici. Then we've got the Maverick coming through with Tate Williamson. Summer Johnson on the outside of him, and on the far outside still is Tyler Gilligan. All these kids driving beautifully. These are the blown boat, hydroplane, unlimited outboard races of the future. No questions there. Oh, look at this. We've had a change of race leader, and the checkered flag comes out. I missed the yellow, but it's Venom. Jackson Seckham takes the win over Jake Jackson in the Race Marine. In the third place is going to be Tara Bull. Then it's back to Luke Benici. Then it's Tate Williamson, Summer Johnson, and Tyler Gilligan rounding out the field, doing a beautiful job. I think we're taking a short break now, folks, so we'll go and get our acts together and fix our clock and be back with you real soon.
Hey, Bisho, we've got 2 now.
It's the high-tech fuel used in race cars and dragsters, and it comes from corn. Ethanol! That's right, everybody. Today, we're doing a deep dive into one of my favorite biofuels or fuel additives, ethanol. We're going to get down and dirty on the bad stuff and the good stuff, and we're going to get to the truth. Ethanol is basically ethyl alcohol, the same type of alcohol found in alcoholic beverages, but it's used as fuel. Wow! During production, starch from the plants is fermented and distilled into sugars, which microbes turn into ethanol. It's the same way you make beer, or vodka, or moonshine, or, Eddie, what's your favorite drink? Apple teenies. There's a couple of ways to make fuel-grade ethanol, but the most common is the dry mill method, which is the same as my grandpappy's white lightning recipe. The grain passes through a grinding mill and comes out as a powder. A mixture made of this grain powder, water, and an enzyme enters a high-heat cooker. This enzyme converts the starch into sugars that can be fermented to create alcohol. What's an enzyme? Well, it's a protein that can take another chemical and change it. Your saliva's got enzymes in it that do a very similar thing. Go eat a saltine and just chew on it, like, forever. It gets sweet.
Trust the process.
Well, that's the enzymes in your saliva turning the starches into sugars. But we're making ethanol. So the yeast is added to the sugar mixture to begin the fermentation process. Yeast digests the sugar, breaking it down into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Then a dehydration process removes the water from the separated ethanol. Often, a small amount of gasoline is added to the ethanol so that it's non-potable. That doesn't mean you can't carry it around, it means you can't drink it. There's a bunch of laws out there that say all the ethanol that's going to be used as fuel has to be made so you can't drink it. I don't know, man. It sounds like a dare. Don't drink it, you idiots. Then it's mixed with petroleum, and the ethanol becomes fuel for your car. Making ethanol a major player in the fuel industry could have serious drawbacks. It takes a lot of land to make not a lot of corn ethanol, and creating significant amounts of energy from food crops would deplete the amount of land available for growing actual food for people to eat. You know, how people like to eat food that grows. Each acre of corn can yield about 328 gallons of corn ethanol. That's a lot of corn for not too much fuel, so it's fine as a bridge or a supplemental fuel, but it doesn't make a lot of sense as a primary fuel. Ethanol blended gas is labeled as E10, E15, and sometimes E85. The number after the E indicates the percentage of ethanol by volume. So E10 has up to 10% ethanol. All automakers approve blends up to E10 in their gasoline vehicles. In 2011, the EPA began allowing the use of E15 in model year 2001 in newer gasoline vehicles. E85, also called flex fuel, is an ethanol gasoline blend containing 51 to 85-ish% ethanol. E85 can be used in flex fuel vehicles, which are specifically designed to run on gasoline, E85, or any mixture of the two. By volume, ethanol contains about 1/3 less energy than gasoline. Drivers shouldn't really notice a performance loss when they're using E85. In fact, some fuel flex vehicles perform better, have more torque and horsepower when they're running on E85 than when they're running on regular gas. So we hit a few things here and there, but what about the big question? Is ethanol bad for your engine? Sometimes.
It has to. How can it not? No way. Not a chance.
In newer engines, E10 oxygenated gasoline can be safely used with only minimal inconvenience, like a slight decrease in miles per gallon and fuel efficiency. But many other types of engines, they're not designed to resist the possible damaging effects of ethanol fuel. Ethanol attracts water the same way that I attract twice-divorced, chain-smoking patrons at Applebee's. Oh, but their appetizers are exceptional. Ethanol attracts and absorbs water, including water from the air. When it absorbs enough water, fuel-water contamination occurs in the car's gas tank, and that affects your engine performance. If the car sits for a while, fuel separation occurs. This is where the gas and the water form layers in the gas tank, and the motor sucks up the water layer into the engine, which makes for some seriously costly damage. Ethanol is alcohol, and alcohol can cause corrosion in the fuel system. Metal parts rust, and plastic parts become deformed or cracked. A lot of older cars especially have problems with ethanol fuel, but if you're driving your car enough and your gas tank isn't crummy, you probably don't need to worry about that. And there's also the concern that ethanol reduces the lubricating properties of gasoline, which is true to a point. There's many people up in arms alleging that ethanol and fuel is ruining their engine for that reason. But good oil companies take great pains to make sure that their gasoline minimizes engine wear. So modern gas in a modern car shouldn't be causing damage. But up north, where they're running two-stroke snowmobiles, they're blaming ethanol for munching up their engines, which makes sense. Two-strokes need oil mixed with the gas to run right, and ethanol cuts the efficacy of lubricating elements. They might be onto something's all I'm saying. So why do we use it then?